Okay, so it's recording now, so you can go ahead.
Okay, great. Thank you. Hi, folks. Welcome to the 55th presentation hosted by AlmonTravel, CARP, and tonight LeBoat, held every Tuesday at 6:30 Atlantic time. As in the past, this presentation is being recorded and will be on the CARP Travel website shortly after. A bit about us. AlmonTravel, official agency for CARP Nova Scotia. We've been in business for almost 19 years. Coming up this May, it will be 19 years. We have some particular specialties. They are coach tours, from local tours like a tour of Newfoundland and Labrador, or out west, Western Canada, to coach tours around the world. We have relationships with a variety of touring companies to find the best option for you. Destination weddings. We've done 130 destination weddings from across Canada down in the Caribbean area. So where that fits our demographic is anniversaries, retirements, special occasions. If you have a special time coming up, you want to go south or go to Europe and take a group of family and friends, we have lots of experience with that. Caribbean area vacations, adult only or family vacations. Because of our experience with destination weddings and spending a fair bit of travel time down in that area, we have had an opportunity to visit a lot of resorts, particularly at the time for destination weddings, but in the process of exploring them, we also learn a lot about their suitability for adult only and family friendly vacations as well. Extended Florida family trips. We focus on theme park vacations like Universal Studios, Disney, SeaWorld, and Busch Gardens. We've been to all of them several times. And because they're such large spaces, taking often several days or more than several days to visit, very important to have an understanding how those theme parks work. We can help you with that. Ocean cruises, the most popular itineraries. We've been to a cruise around Hawaii. We've been a cruise in the Mediterranean. We've done the 3 different Caribbean itineraries, north, south, and east. We've done a cruise around the UK. We've also cruised from New Zealand to Australia, and on most people's bucket list, a cruise in Alaska. And folks, I keep saying this, because of global warming, the glaciers are receding at a rapid rate. If that's on your bucket list, you might want to move it up. River cruises, 10 itineraries around the world, including 3 in Asia. Vietnam, we've done 2 itineraries, the Red River in north of Vietnam, and we've done the Mekong with Cambodia. We've also done the Yangtze in China. We've done the Nile in Egypt, as well as the Rhine, the Danube, and the Rhone in southern France. We've done the Po River in Italy and Portugal's Douro River in Europe. We've also done the Mississippi on an old-fashioned paddle wheeler in the United States. So lots of experience there. Believe me, every river cruise is different, and it's certainly worth having somebody with experience talk to you about that. Travel conditions. Omicron, the new BA2 and B3 variants, which is being seen in greater numbers lately. Thankfully, not overwhelming hospitals at this point, but it's still a factor to be considered for international travel. For most, especially vaccinated people, it's a form of the disease that seems not to be as serious in its effect as earlier versions of COVID. However, BA4 and 5 are appearing in China and Africa, so it's something to keep an eye on. To keep this mutancy in perspective, don't you recall getting a new flu shot every year pre-COVID? That is the flu bug mutating from year to year. So it's not something strange or different. But COVID still has some concerns attached. If you become sick enough while away, you may need to extend your stay at destination so a quarantine insurance package may still be of good value. Contact me for more information about that. We still have continued concern of the Russia-Ukraine conflict into its 7th week at present. However, while this generated some earlier hesitancy in booking for Europe, that seems to be settling down now, especially in Central and Southern Europe. And as of April the 1st, the Government of Canada dropped all testing restrictions to return home, though you may still have a random test upon entry to Canada. And there are rules governing that, but even cruise travel is opening up. AlmonTravel is the official travel agency for CARP Nova Scotia. The connection that we at AlmonTravel have with CARP is through Bill Van Gorder, who is COO and Chief Policy Officer for CARP National, as well as the founding chair for CARP Nova Scotia, in addition to being senior spokesperson for CARP in the Maritimes. I served on a board of a fundraising group established by Bill and another gentleman in operation for about 3.5 years. We raised over $350,000 for charitable institutions in Halifax, all of which went to the charities, none of which went towards overhead. So I'm very proud of that. In the process of organizing these meetings, I got to know Bill quite well. He booked a couple of trips through us, a river cruise in Europe and a Rocky Mountaineer train ride, as well as a VIA train ride across Canada. And as a result of the service that we gave him, he asked if we would be the official travel agency for CARP Nova Scotia, and of course we agreed. And we've been working on that for the past 2 years through these presentations, and hope to start bringing some travel specials to you folks soon. I'd like to take a moment now to introduce Lisa McLean, who is the marketing manager for LeBoat, who will be revealing what this new company to Canada offers by way of luxury houseboat travel in Canada, and a bit about its history in Europe as well. So Lisa, could you take over, please?
Yes, thank you very much, and thank you for having us tonight. Just want to double check you can see my screen, correct?
I can.
Okay, so I'm excited to tell everybody about LeBoat and our private boating holidays. So LeBoat has been around for 50 years, but similar to what was just said, we have only been in Canada. We're celebrating our 5th year anniversary on the UNESCO World Heritage Rideau Canal in Ontario. But it's a fantastic way to get off the beaten track, travel in a COVID-friendly environment, and where you can stay in your own social bubble by enjoying the comforts and luxury of your own private houseboat. We know that a lot of people think of a houseboat as a trailer on a floating barge, but we have redesigned the whole houseboat experience. So we do put you on a very modern cruiser. In Canada, they're specifically designed for the Canadian waterways, but it is a great way to discover a new destination. So for us, we like to say it's very, very similar to an RV or a road trip, except for you're cruising the waterways versus the highways. We do provide all of your clients with an in-depth training. So they learn how to drive the boat. They learn how to tie a mooring line. Many of our boaters have never been on a boat before. Many of them have never driven a boat before. And the great thing is no boating experience or previous boat license is required. And then LeBoat is very flexible as well. So it's very similar to a rental car. So you can rent the boat for 3, 5, 7, 12 nights or 15 nights or more. And it's just like a rental car. We don't care where you take the boat. We know that you're on a contained waterway. And all that we ask is that you have the boat back on day 7 or at the end of your rental agreement. Very similar to a rental car. I'm going to show you a quick little video that really highlights what the boating experience with LeBoat is, as well as all of the destinations that you can rent your own private houseboat. So we are the leader in private boating holidays in Europe and Canada. And no experience or driver's license is required. We teach you everything you need to drive a boat. A minimum of 3 in Europe and a minimum of 20 months to drive a boat.
Let's go get lost.
So we do Scotland, Ireland,
So
Holland, fantastic cruising around Amsterdam and the canals of Holland. England, we cruise on the canal.
Let's take our time
Belgium as well. And Germany.
and leave it behind.
Just to recap our destinations, so our newest destination is the UNESCO World Heritage Rideau Canal. Our second most popular destination is France. So we offered 9 different cruising regions to choose from. We also do England, Scotland, Ireland, the Netherlands, Italy, Belgium, and Germany. So really, no matter where you want to go in Europe or Canada, LeBoat does have a boat rental on the inland waterways. It's really important to note that you are cruising on the inland waterways. You're not cruising on the same oceans or the same waterways as the giant cruise ships or a lot of transport. So you are on a very quiet inland waterway. If you're a little bit nervous or if you get seasick when you're on a big cruise ship, there isn't the waves and the wake that you would get on a bigger cruise ship. So most people do not get seasick. So just if you're trying to understand who would do a boating holiday, so 50% or more of our customers have never driven a boat before or even been on a private boating holiday before. It's for those that are very adventurous because you do have to do a little bit of work because you are driving yourself. You need to navigate based on the itinerary that you've chosen. And then you also have to be a little bit of a crew and cook your own breakfast and lunch or dinner if you want. And then also help with the ropes when you go through the lock stations. So it's really easy for anyone who's never owned a boat or done anything before because our team shows you everything that you need to know. It is a great way to shop local. So you're really getting into the small towns and villages that the bigger cruise ships can't reach. So you really discover what true life in France or in Amsterdam is really like. I think everyone, if you've been to Amsterdam, you've seen all the houseboats park along the canals. And I've often wondered, wow, I wonder what it's like to live on a boat when I retire. Well, this is a great way for you to give it a try and see if you like living like the locals and treating your boat like it's a floating condo and getting on and off as you please. It's a really great way to de-stress and relax. All of the inland waterways have a maximum speed of 10 kilometers an hour. So they're not power boats. You're not flying across the waterways like you would on the lake at your local cottage. And then if you do have teenagers or young children on board, it is a fantastic Instagrammable holiday because what's better than being on your own private boat and bragging like you're just like J-Lo or one of the Kardashians, lounging on the top deck and enjoying a glass of wine. So as you can see, this is one of our boats in Canada. We only have the Horizon Cruiser. As you can see, there's bumper pads built into all of our boats. So if you do happen to hit the dock a little bit hard or bump into something, you will just bounce right off. It's very well protected, knowing that you are a first-time boater. All of our boats also come with a fantastic sitting deck on the top with lots of seating area at the front or the back of the boat. Also come with a sunshade, so you can get protection from those really hot days. You can also drive from inside or outside. So if the weather turns a little bit rainy, you can always drive from inside. And many of our boats come with air cooling or air conditioning, and all of them also come with heaters in case the night times or the mornings are a little bit chilly. So we do have a boat that fits all budgets and all travel group sizes. So our boats range from budget, comfort, comfort plus, and premier. And the only difference between the boats is how old they are in our fleet. So if you're traveling on a budget, you could get a boat for as little as $1,000 for a week in Europe versus $2,500 a week on our most premier fleet. Our boats sleep anywhere from 2 people up to 12 people. So we have boats that have 1 cabin, 2 cabin, 3 cabin, 4 cabin, and 5 cabin. And they're all based on double occupancy. So you can sleep up to 12 people on one of our boats. And all of our premium boats, one of the fantastic things is there's multiple bathrooms and showers. So if you are traveling with friends or a brother-in-law or a sister-in-law or even your teenage children, the Comfort Plus and the luxury boats are fantastic because you're most likely going to get your own bathroom and private shower as well. So our Horizon fleet is our newest boat. They were custom designed for LeBoat based on our travel experience. So they've really been smartly designed. There's a ton of seating area in the kitchen and they're all 360 windows. So you really don't feel like you're going below deck So anyone who's been on a monohull or a catamaran, sometimes you get a little seasick because you're going below the water line. That doesn't happen on a LeBoat cruiser. Our bedrooms are very spacious with lots of storage areas, and our premier class of boats and some of our comfort and comfort plus boats also come with bow or stern thrusters. So you literally just have to push a button and it moves the boat sideways. So it makes it super easy to navigate on the waterway or navigate when you're going through the locks, as well as parking between two boats. So you don't have to maneuver and back the boat up and go forward. You literally line yourself up and push a button and use the joystick to put yourself into a tight spot. So very, very nice boats to choose from. If you are traveling to Europe, all of our boats in Europe do have European power. So just remember to pack your travel converter. But if you are going to experience a boating holiday in Canada, all of our boats have been custom built for the Canadian waterway. So everything is Canadian power. So we know a lot of people are staying home this year, so we do welcome everyone to Ontario to enjoy the UNESCO World Heritage Rideau Canal. And to give you a little bit of idea where we're located, we're 1 hour from Ottawa, a 4-hour drive from Toronto, or a 2-hour drive from Montreal. And in the town of Smith Falls, where our base is located, we also have a Via Rail station as well. So you're more than welcome to take, if you're coming from Toronto, take a nice train ride and you get a train directly into Smith Falls. A little bit about the Rideau Canal. So it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site that was built in 1832. And the reason why it does have the UNESCO status is because it hasn't changed the way they operate the locks since 1832. So they're traditionally hand cranked by the Parks Canada team. And it's a set of 23 lock stations and 47 locks that stretch 202 kilometers from Ottawa to Kingston. I think everyone is aware that Ottawa is best known for people skating on the Rideau Canal. It does hold the Guinness World Record for the longest skating rink in the world. But it's not just a skating rink, because you can actually cruise it in the summertime and cruise all the way from Ottawa to Kingston. And we chose Smith Falls to be our base because we're right in the center of the Rideau Canal. So it's a perfect location if you want to do a 7-night trip. So you can do 7 nights from Smith Falls to Ottawa return, or 7 nights from Smith Falls to Kingston return. And I'm going to show you just a really quick video that we filmed with Powerboat Television to show you what the experience is like on the Rideau Canal. So you can see how fantastic the lock stations are. You can see what it's like to cruise directly into downtown Ottawa. Again, you use your boat as your floating hotel. You entertain on board. If you want to get off for the day, you literally just park at the lock station, lock up the boat, hop off, and you're literally in the center of town. This video will also show how easy it is to maneuver the boat using the bow and stern thrusters, and how you can literally spin 360 just using the thrusters to get you out of a tight spot. Just let it buffer for a second. So this is our fleet in Smith Falls.
Got my bags packed, timeline on
The Rideau
track.
Canal is a spectacular waterway with
stuck
lots of
in the
features
closet way
and
back.
historical
I won't be
hotels.
needing that. I won't be needing that. Ah. I'm ready to fly down 65, hit the coastline in the sunshine. I'm going to find my new high, hit the coastline in the sunshine. It's only blue skies on my horizon line, so far from the hurt and the bad times. I'm feeling so alive.
what boat life is all about. So I'll go to the next slide.
Just to mention, Lisa, when the video is playing, the music is great, but if you're trying to talk over it, we can't hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So with regards to, again, any of our trips, but specifically the Rideau Canal, we offer short breaks. So if you are going to Europe or if you're coming to Ontario and you want to add this on to an existing holiday, you might be doing a coach tour, you might be doing another river cruise. So if you only have limited amount of time, you could just do this as an add-on for 3, 4, or 5 nights. But we do offer 7, 10, 14-night holidays as well. So it's really up to you how long you want to use the boat for. Again, it's your home away from home. We offer a fully equipped kitchen. It comes with all the towels and linens. So really think of it as a floating condo or a floating hotel. We actually have quite a few people who rent our boat in Italy and rent the boat in Scotland or Ireland or the Thames. And they actually just use the boat as a floating hotel. Instead of driving it anywhere, they just use the boat as their base. And it's a great way just to kind of live on board, enjoy life on the top deck. Anybody who's a boater or knows a boater, a lot of times they just enjoy their Sunday afternoon at the yacht club, just socializing and having a barbecue. Well, you see a lot of our boaters doing that as well. We do provide sample itineraries based on what you're looking for. So if you're looking for a super nature outdoor experience, we can offer a recommendation. If you're looking for one that includes lots of history, stopping at medieval castles, going to lots of museums, we can recommend a different itinerary. Or if you're traveling with children or grandchildren, we can also make sure we offer you an itinerary that has lots of activities for kids or teenagers as well. So there's really something for the whole family and everybody, depending on what your likes or dislikes are. In the video, you would have seen that we do rent bikes and kayaks to go with the trip as well, especially in France. Most of the canals were built in the early 1800s. So they used the canals as a logging system or to transport goods from one city to the other. So there is old bike paths, which used to be horse paths along the waterway. And now today they're used as bike paths. So it's a really great way to, if the teenagers are bored, they can always hop off and they can bike alongside you. Or if you park your boat and you want to go further on the canal, you can always hop on a bike and ride the bike trails. For anyone who's never been on a boating holiday before and wonders what boat life is like, well, again, the boat is just like a floating condo. So you would wake up at any time in the morning. Some people are early risers, and usually whoever wakes up first makes the coffee or runs into town and grabs the fresh croissants for everybody else. The locks usually open between 9 and 10 in the morning, so you would get ready to plan your day and go to your next destination, and you typically cruise between 1 and 3 hours a day. Anytime you're cruising, you can drop anchor, go fishing, go for a swim, take pictures, do some sightseeing, go kayaking, or go stand-up paddleboarding. And then once you get to your next destination, which is usually in the heart of the next little town, you literally just park at the mooring station, the lock station, or at the local harbor. Tie up your boat and you can lock it up, and then you can go into town to go shopping. You can visit the local museums, the medieval castles. You can go to the farmers market. You can book a wine tour. So there's always something to do in the next little town. If you want, you can have lunch on board, or you can go out for lunch. And similarly for dinner, you can choose to dine out a couple times, but a lot of people love to just enjoy a barbecue on their top deck for dinner. And there's nothing better than in the evening enjoying some wine that you just picked up at the local winery on the top deck with friends and enjoy the sunset and the beautiful night sky from the privacy of your own boat. We do think that a LeBoat holiday on the Rideau Canal is a quintessential Canadian holiday. If you're thinking of a long weekend, you're thinking of being at a cottage, sitting on a top deck, or sitting on Muskoka chairs and enjoying some local beverages and just enjoying the great outdoors. This picture in the bottom was taken in Ottawa during Canada Day celebrations when they have fireworks. So one of the great things about being on the Rideau Canal is all the small towns usually have fireworks for Victoria Day, Canada Day, or in Ottawa, they do the Festival of Lights, and they do for a whole week long. Every single night, you just sit on your boat and watch the fireworks. But again, lots of activities. You can go to a local winery. You can just enjoy sitting on the top deck, reading a book, enjoying the sights that go by, or enjoy stand-up paddleboarding, fishing, or kayaking with your family. We are pet friendly, so anybody who is traveling locally or driving to Canada or one of our destinations, we do allow pets, so you don't have to kennel or pay for doggy daycare if you want to bring your pets. We also say that we're kid friendly too, because you're never going to hear from the kids that they're bored or they have nothing to do. There's always something different for everybody on the holiday. And it is a really great way to reconnect with family and friends. We had a lot of people post-COVID come and see us, and we heard such heartwarming stories from grandparents who hadn't seen their grandchildren for 6 months or a year. So we are seeing a lot of multi-generation families using this as an opportunity to do a family holiday and to do a family reunion. And again, no boat license is required. We teach you everything you need to know. So all of our base managers take the time to teach whoever wants to learn how to drive the boat. For all the ladies on the line, you don't need to let your husband drive the boat. You should be trained too. It's very, very simple. We always say if you can drive a car, you can drive one of our boats. We've really dumbed down all of the controls. So it literally just has a giant steering wheel, a speed gauge, and then all of your bow and stern thrusters. And again, we teach all your fellow travelers how to tie a proper dock line and how do you use the electronics on board as well. And we want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable being on the boat. So a typical training can take between an hour or an hour and a half. We also take you through your first lock. We take you for a driving lesson. We teach you how to park the boat. But if you need to park the boat multiple times just to feel confident, we don't rush any of the training. So don't worry, you're also insured. You do buy insurance just like you would with a car. So if you do happen to get in an accident or cause damage to the boat, you're actually insured because you have insurance as well. And then our most popular question is, how much does a boat rental cost? So if you want to travel to Ireland this summer, we do have 7 nights as little as $989. So that is the cost of the boat. So all of our pricings are per boat, not per person. So if the boat sleeps up to 5 people, the price you would pay is the boat rental cost. Similar to a rental car. When you rent a car, you can fit up to 5 people, but you can have 2 people, 4 people, or up to 5 people. We don't really mind how many people you bring as long as you don't exceed the number of beds that the boat sleeps. So it's really an affordable holiday, especially if you're splitting the cost between 5 friends or 2 different family members. And again, the price will range depending on the size of the boat, the cruising region, and also the time of year that you travel. So of course, traveling in July and August is peak time on the waterway, so it'll cost a little bit more than traveling in October and September. I would say my favorite month for cruising is September because the weather is perfect. It's not too hot. It's not very humid. There's less traffic on the waterways because all the families are back to school. So traveling on the shoulder season is a really great time to travel as well. So if you want to book a boating holiday, you just have to book through AlmonTravel. They will help you with all of your needs. They'll help you book your pre and post, your airfare, your travel insurance, which is very important nowadays as well. So basically, you just let them know where you would like to travel to. So what destination are you traveling to? France? Are you traveling to Amsterdam or Canada? How many people are in your party? Do you have 2 people, 4 people, 6 people? Does everybody want their own cabin, or did you want to share cabins? And then booking your extras. So did you want to book an early check-in? Do you want to rent some bikes or stand-up paddle boards? We can always order a grocery pack to go on your boat, especially if you're arriving in Europe, to make sure the boat is pre-stocked with groceries for you as well. So if you do have any questions, just give the team at AlmonTravel a call, and they'd be more than happy to book your boating holiday. We do have a fantastic flash sale that's on until April 22nd, where you can save up to 25% on your holiday. And we also are on sale already for 2023. And one of the fantastic things about LeBoat is we do have a Go Boating with Confidence policy. So we are offering 100% refund if you do need to cancel your trip due to any COVID-related reason. So that could be up to 24 hours prior to departure. If you test positive and you don't want to go on your trip, we will give you your money back. If you were with somebody last week who contracted COVID this week and you need to self-isolate, or if you're concerned that you may get COVID, you can cancel your trip. We don't need a doctor's note. We just are doing it as an honor system because we don't want you showing up to our bases, or if you do think that you're not feeling well or you're having symptoms of COVID, we'd rather you stay home, postpone your holiday, or ask for a full refund. We are also TICO certified, which means your money with us is financially protected. So there's many great reasons to book a LeBoat holiday this year. And again, if you have any questions, contact Danny or the team at AlmonTravel, and they're more than happy to answer all of your questions. We have a great team at LeBoat who works closely with them. So if they have any questions, we're happy to pick a perfect itinerary for you. And again, they're the experts in booking air as well as your pre and post hotel, or adding this on to an existing holiday that you might already have plans with family and friends. Now, I wonder if you have any questions. Do you have any questions, Danny?
Actually, I do. If you could put that last slide back on, Lisa. First of all, I want to thank you for a wonderful exploration of what is available for travelers who want to pilot their own vacations on a cabin, cruise, or houseboat here in Canada. I have a number of questions here, and just a few comments on things too.
Okay.
One of the things that always makes me feel very comfortable is when I'm dealing with a company that's been around for a long time. I didn't realize that you folks were in operation in Canada for 5 years, but of course, 50 years in Europe, that's a real bona fide.
Yeah, we have been around for 50 years, and we specialize in boating holidays. We also have the sister company Moorings and Sunsail. So we've also been in the boat cruising industry for a very, very long time. So if you were looking at renting a private boat in the Caribbean or in Croatia or the Seychelles, that's something our company also are experts in. So we do think that we are one of the biggest companies, as well as all of our staff have experienced the product all around the world. So they are very, very happy to answer any questions you might have.
That's great, because in the course of my 55 plus presentations with different tour operators, even some companies that have been in business for 5 to 10 years have gone out of business as a result of COVID. So the companies that have been around for a long time make me feel a lot more comfortable. And of course, the fact that you've been there that long a time means you've established really good relationships with all the people that you have contact with on the different itineraries that you offer. Pick up and drop off, it has to be in the same place. So we had somebody that wanted to go from Ottawa to, what's the last stop?
Smith Falls to Kingston?
Yes. Is it possible, at extra cost, for them just to get off the boat in Kingston so they want to go back on to Toronto, for example? Or does it have to be returned to?
I mean, normally it has to be returned to the base, at least on the Rideau Canal in Smith Falls. But we do have in Europe a lot of places that have a one-way.
Okay.
We are looking at, for after year 6, once we've been established for 5 years on the Rideau Canal, we're actually investigating right now a secondary base so people can do a one-way to Ottawa or a one-way to Kingston. So hopefully that will be available for 2023.
Okay.
We do have local people that we could refer you to who have done deliveries for us if that's something that you really want. But we're always happy to try and customize the itinerary for your clients based on their needs.
Okay. and I know that you can do 2 to 12 people on one boat, depending on which boat they choose, and it's the set price, which I think is fantastic. When you start dividing it, you know, 12 people by 6, for example,
Yeah.
whatever the price is, then becomes, you know, considerably reduced for each couple. But I know also that there are other costs. You mentioned insurance costs. I believe when we were arranging this, you were talking about a gas cost. What other costs might be involved to add? And
so it's very comparable, I would say, to an RV rental or a car rental. So we add on the insurance cost, which can be as little as $64 a day. And then when you get to the base, we take a credit card deposit of about $1,500. And then once you return the boat, you get your $1,500 dollar deposit back. So just like a rental car company, sometimes rental cars take between $500 and $5,000 deposit. So as long as you bring the boat back on time, we expect it to have a few bumps and bruises. We expect that you would drop a plate or two while you're cruising. So unless there's real damage, you'll always get your security deposit back. But in the instance you were in a big accident, or God forbid you even sunk our boat, the most you would lose is your security deposit of $1,500. So you also have the option to not pay a daily insurance. So you can take the risk and not pay any daily insurance, but then your security deposit at the base goes up to $4,500. So again, you can do anything to the boat, and as long as you bring it back on time, the most you're gonna lose is $4,500. But if you bring it back and everything's fine, you get your full deposit back. So very similar to a rental car.
Not something I would recommend to anybody.
Yeah.
You know, if you insure
Similar
a house,
to a rental car. I've been driving for 25 years, but I still pay the $30 a day insurance just in case.
Yeah, exactly.
And very similar to a rental car, it comes all fueled up and gassed. So our typical fuel deposit is $475 for a week, and you only get charged for the gas that you use. And typically for a 1 week holiday, you'd only use between half a tank or 3/4 of a tank, depending how many hours a day you spent cruising. And then you would get the deposit back. We don't expect you to bring the boat back full like you would a rental car. We expect you to bring it back empty, and we only charge you for the gas that you've used.
Okay, so you'll fill it up and then present the renter with the bill to fill it up.
Yeah, and our boats are very, very fuel efficient. You could probably go up to 2 weeks without needing to fill up.
Okay.
And the boats also come totally full with water. And similar to an RV, if you're on the boat for 5 to 7 nights, you may have to stop to get the boat pumped out. You don't have to do any of the pump out. You just pay the local marina to do that. And it's anywhere from $50 to $35, depending on the private marina, to do the pump out. But if you're just doing a short break, you wouldn't need to pump out.
Okay. That's good to know, because all of those things tend to add up if you're not aware of it. So thank you.
So again, I would really think of it as just a car rental or an RV rental. Similar, like if you're renting an RV, you actually have to fill up and pump out probably every other day if you are using the facilities. But on a LeBoat, our holding tanks are pretty large. It comes with 600 liters of water on some of our Horizon cruisers. So it does come with a lot of water, because we do expect people to be having showers multiple times a day. And when the boat has 4 or 5 showers on board, we know that you're going to go through a lot of showers. So we do teach you about water conservation when you're on a boat, but it does have much better tanks than you would if you had an RV.
Okay. Couple of questions. When will you expand, and to where?
So we are looking at expanding in Canada. So we're looking at going to the Trent Severn, and we're always open to new opportunities that may come up. We are looking for expansion as well in Europe. But every year is a little bit different, and we never know until the new season starts. So it's always great to check with you. If you are looking at traveling to a specific region, just because we don't offer it today doesn't mean that we won't offer it tomorrow. So just contact AlmonTravel and they'll let you know what destinations we cruise to.
Okay. TV and internet on board.
Yes, there's TV. There is a TV on board that has our newest models have a smart TV, so you can connect to the internet or stream your Netflix or any of your favorite TV shows. A lot of our older boats, including some of them in Canada, have a built-in DVD player. So if you do have a computer or a DVD, you can hook up the local TV that's on board to your computer, or I always suggest you pack a couple DVDs if you're traveling with young kids,
Yeah.
because if you do have a couple of rainy days, it's always great for them to have a movie to watch. And there is internet available on most of the canals using your own data. Or in France, we do offer a Wi-Fi hotbox that you can purchase. I believe it's $130 for the week.
Okay.
That gives you the data. But if we don't offer the Wi-Fi box, it's because the streaming services from a local perspective is usually pretty good, and you can just use your phone or your data as you would just like you were at home.
Okay, great. Can you easily stand up when you're below?
Yes, most of our boats have a clearance of 6.1 or 6 feet 2 inches.
Okay.
So that's one of the comments we get from a lot of tall gentlemen or even sailors, that they can actually stand up and have a lot of head clearance. I'm 5'2", so I can stand up. I think I can even stand in the closet fully without touching. I'm one of those people who can also stand up on an airplane, even if I'm on the inside seat, without ducking. But we have had many tall people comment that the beds are a very long length, as well as they're very surprised at the ceiling height in the kitchen area, the galley, and in the bathrooms, and in the shower as well.
Okay. If you want to go off for dinner and you've moored at a local dock station, can you lock the boat up when you leave?
Yes, it's just like a cottage. So it has doors that are just like a screen door or a sliding French door. So you literally just lock the boat up and go into town like you would. We never really hear that the boats are robbed or vandalized. There's usually a lot of boaters around, and you get to know your neighbors and you get to know the other boaters, so they can be very protective if someone is looking around your boat that they've never seen before. But to be honest, everything is locked up pretty tight. And we also have a safe on board, so if you are carrying your passport or any valuables, all of our boats do have a safe, just like you'd have if you went to a resort or a hotel. So if you want to lock up your valuables, you can also do that in our private safe.
Would the safe hold a computer, or is it not that big?
I think it would hold like an iPad. I don't know if it would hold an 18-inch computer. That's a good question. I'll measure it next time I'm on the boat.
Okay. I noticed people fishing. Do you need a license to do that?
You do have to check with the local waterways. In Canada, you do need a boat license or a fishing license, and it's as cheap as $8 a day or $15 for the week. In Ireland, it is a huge fishing destination, so you can actually rent a dinghy that you can drag behind your boat, because a lot of the fishermen want to go to areas that are more weedy or more shallow. So they do rent an angler boat as an add-on, similar to a paddleboard or a kayak. But feel free to talk to you, and we'll check with the local people and find out if a fish license is required.
Okay. Full kitchen aboard?
So it has a full kitchen on board. So all of our kitchens have a refrigerator with a tiny freezer. It also has a full microwave, an oven, and a 3 or 4 top burner stove. It also comes with all the pots and pans, dishes, can openers, wine openers, flippers, tongs, everything you would need. So if the boat sleeps 12 people, there'll be 12 dinner placements, 12 wine glasses, 12 juice glasses. It also comes with a teapot and a French press bottom to make your coffee in the morning. And then all of our premier class boats come with a built-in barbecue, and our Comfort and Comfort Plus boats, you can actually add on a barbecue as an extra.
And those are gas propane barbecues, or? Yeah,
so they're usually propane barbecues, and the propane is all included with your cost of your trip. So you never have to worry about your stove not having propane gas. If you've never worked with propane before, that's part of your training. We teach you how to turn the propane off and make sure that the safety switch is on. There is a button on the wall to turn on and off just as a extra precaution. So if you happen to leave the burners open, you won't have any trouble. As well as in Canada, all of our boats do have a carbon monoxide detector. So if you do happen to leave the gas on board, there is a warning system that tells you that you've left it on.
Okay, great. Final comment, pets allowed. That's amazing. I know a lot of people who are very concerned about having to board their pets when they go away on vacation. So the idea of being able to take their pets with them is a great thing.
Yeah, you can board up to two pets per boat. I've seen a dog and a cat. I've seen parrots, budgies, iguanas. So it's very interesting to see what pets people like to travel with. But we have had that comment, especially with all these people getting COVID puppies. It's really great. Last year we saw a ton of cute little puppies. We do provide life jackets for everybody on board, but we do not have doggy life jackets. So that's a really good point. If you are traveling with children, please let us know at time of check-in what weight your children are, and we'll make sure we have a life jacket to fit them properly.
Now that brings up an interesting question. How do you clean the boat after it has had a dog on board for the possibility that the next person that goes on board is allergic?
So we do charge a cleaning fee if you have a pet of $185 extra. Okay. Because of that, we have to do special cleaning. Not only do we change out all the bedding, we have to use hyperallergenic cleaners as well as extra vacuuming. We do clean all of our boats, especially since COVID, from top to bottom and inside and out. But they do take extra care if there was a pet on board and the next people getting on. I know myself, I'm very allergic to dogs and cats, and I've never had a problem even if a dog was on prior, because they do make sure they clean everything. Okay. And the boats do come with clean sheets, duvet covers, blankets, towels, hand towels, face cloths. So it's very, very similar to staying at a hotel where everything is already included. You just have to bring your bathing suit, your sunscreen, your sunglasses, and whatever groceries you're going to use that week. Yeah,
sounds wonderful. Well, I'm just going to make a general comment here, Lisa, before finishing up. So to finish up, viewers, please visit the CARP travel website at CARP Nova Scotia. That's C-A-R-P, Nova Scotia spelled out, .ca/CARP-travel-webinar. There you will find 50 plus recordings of travel shows done in the past, plus several newly planned presentations that are being added to from time to time. So Lisa, thanks again very much for your presentation. It's been wonderful.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to be very happy to share this with the CARP membership. This is a very reasonably priced and unique kind of vacation. So I think there'll be some interest in this. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and have a fantastic summer, and we look forward to welcoming you and all your clients on board this year.
Thank you. Bye-bye.